Alright you guys, this is my Street Fighter V review. This is going to be the first official review of the channel. Hopefully we'll do more in the future, but we'll see how this one does for now. This isn't going to be your traditional game review like you see on IGN or GameSpot. I'm going to go over the story, the graphics, the gameplay, not in that order, but just listing them. And at the very end, I'm going to basically summarize everything I've talked about and not give a numerical score, but instead give a single word to describe my overall experience with the game and what I think about it. So I'll say the game was good, I'll say the game was bad, I'll say the game was excellent, I'll say the game was Witcher 3, I'll say the game was horrible, I'll say it was trash. And whether or not you guys should buy it, or rent it, or wait for a sale, or completely skip out on it completely. So, without further ado, let's get started on the video, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so let's get started on the graphics first here. Now, Street Fighter V is no slouch when it comes to graphics. I mean, the game looks pretty beautiful, to say the least. It's very shiny. There's a lot of detail in the textures here. One thing I've noticed about the game, the background animations are capped at like some really low frame rate, so you'll notice a little bit of juddering in the background. But everything that's at the forefront, everything that's at the front of your attention in this game, fluid 60 frames a second, beautiful gloss, lip gloss all over the game. It's not too shiny, but it's a little bit of gloss there, I have to say. Alright, now let's start getting to the meat of the discussion here and talk about the game's content. Now, let's start with the story first. There is no story in this game. I'm not joking, there's no story in this game. Immediately after pressing start on story mode, you're greeted by these still images that somebody hand drew. Capcom paid somebody to hand draw a bunch of standstill pictures and then had the characters voice over them. So pretty much you're just sitting here, you're pretty much watching a painting. You're like, I'm gonna watch this painting and then listen to the characters talk. Now, you'll hear sound effects every now and then, like somebody punching or something, right? But it's just a picture that's just sitting there. So you're just sitting here looking at this thing, and you're like, what the fuck is this? What is this? I paid $60 for some pictures that don't move? And it'd be something if the story was actually followable, but like the grand majority of fighting games nowadays, they require you to know an enormous amount of backstory. So don't jump into this without prior knowledge of Street Fighter history here and expect to come out feeling satisfied. I mean, even comprehending the story. You won't. You will not. You will try your best. It's not gonna happen. It's the same thing with Tekken, you know, just picture Tekken and then this game. Tekken storyline times like 2, okay? You'll quickly realize that the AI is set to like preschool easy mode, because they'll never hit you back, and you'll just run right over them for the entirety of the fight. For one round. It only lasts one round. So imagine that. Imagine sitting through a still image cutscene and then going through a one round fight on easy mode times like 4 or 5 at the most. Imagine doing that 4 or 5 times. Sometimes even 3 times. That's an entire character's story mode right there. And it can be completed in less than 5-6 minutes. And that's including the fights. So, let's see, 16 characters, less than 10 minutes to beat the story mode for each character, including the fights. That's nothing. That's nothing at all.
Oh my, oh wow.
Okay, so let's talk about the gameplay now.
Oh, no.
And that's easily the best part of this game, is the gameplay.
No.
It better be, it's the game. So,
Nice.
if you're really good at Street Fighter 4, and you're thinking about coming to Street Fighter 5, I only have but one thing to say to you. And that's, prepare to pretty much feel like a noob all over again. Because I don't care how similar this game is to Street Fighter 4, it's not similar to Street Fighter 4. Like, only certain things will translate over. But literally, it'll be like learning a new game over from scratch when you play this game. Combos have been revamped in a lot of ways. Characters have had their moves completely changed or straight up removed from the game. So there's a great degree of you having to adjust to a lot of the new features of this new title.
I messed that up myself.
Now, I'd say if you're a noob to fighting games in general,
that would have combo.
and you're looking for a game that's easily accessible, I'd say first, you should start looking at Mortal Kombat X. That'll be just the right game for you. But second, you might stand a chance here. The thing is, you've got to really dedicate yourself to this game in order to get really good at it. And I mean, like, just in terms of learning the characters' moves and learning how to execute them properly, or at what time to execute them, and learning timing of combos. It's easier than Street Fighter 4, but it still requires a number of skill here. So that's what I've always respected about Street Fighter. When you're good, and when you're not so good, practice to get better. Now, come launch, this game didn't have very many game modes. It only had about the story mode, the tutorial, survival, and online. Now, I've described story mode for you. You already get the gist of what tutorial is. Let's get on to survival mode here. So essentially, as the name suggests, you survive. You play 10, 20, 30 rounds against the AI, and you have to win to get to the final stage boss and then unlock your reward. Now the rewards here are character colors. So you get colors for your character, and it's a great mode. I mean, you get to fight AI, and after every round you get points that you can assign to health bonuses or damage bonuses or weakening your opponent. Or you can gamble, say, oh, don't get hit one time this round or you're gonna die, but if you win, you get like 5 times the amount of points. So that's pretty cool. When we have multiple characters that we want to use in this game, it becomes kind of annoying to have to do 10, 20, and 30 rounds all over again. Because you have to do this per character to unlock the colors for that one character. So, let's say you had 3 characters that you like to use and you wanted more colors for them that can be unlocked via survival mode. Well, that's about almost, well, just about, or maybe even over 100 rounds of gameplay. No, that's pretty infuriating, to be pretty honest here. I got pretty sick and tired of survival mode by the time that I completed the 30 rounds for the second time. I never want to go back to it again because it just gets so old. Especially when the character rotation doesn't change. It's always the same. Okay, so you know which character is going to come up if you've done this before. Now, we also have online, you know, traditional one-on-one. We also have King of the Hill kind of mode where you can have up to 8 people. Wait, let me see how many fingers I got up. 8. 8 people in a lobby, and they duke it out one at a time. The winner gets to fight the next person. That's cool. Now, what I Would I have preferred to have the option to play one-on-one against the AI in a set number of rounds? Yes. Is that option here? No. There's no versus the AI in this game. There's no mode. There's no such feature to be found here. Okay? You're not gonna find it. Now, would I recommend Street Fighter V to anyone? I'd say yes. I definitely recommend this game to other people. I mean, I'm a pretty big Street Fighter fan. If you count people who only started playing Street Fighter at Street Fighter 4 as fans. I'm a pretty big fan in that case. So, if someone came up to me and asked if, they should get this game, I'd say, sure. Just maybe not at full price. I mean, there's not enough content in this game to really warrant it at a full $60 price. Maybe something like $30 or $40. I mean, I went on some online key vendor and got it for like $30, like g2play.net or cdkeys.com, some website like that, where you could get discounted PC keys, maybe even some console keys at reduced prices. But no, there's no way I'd recommend this game at $60 unless you're a super fighting game fan. No, I don't think it's really worth it. Overall, I mean, I'd say the game is it's okay. And I really want to give it a better description, but it's just okay, really, just because of the content surrounding the gameplay. The gameplay is spot on, but the content surrounding it is just, there's not enough meat there. There is not enough meat there. With the lackluster story mode, no versus AI, the repetitive, highly repetitive survival mode. I can't stress how repetitive survival mode is if you've played it more than once. It is super repetitive. And it's meant to be played multiple times. They designed that in mind to be played multiple times. So, yeah, the game is okay at best. I can't really give it anything higher than that. So, yeah, that's my review. I hope you guys enjoy. You have a good one.